There we go. Now we should be live again.
Okay. What is up, people? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
There we go.
We got a super sticker. Was it for us or did someone give someone else a super sticker last week?
That was that I don't know. I thought the one that
How
was
does that
on there.
work? Well, that was last week, so I didn't know. Like, it sounded like somebody was like, "Oh, thank you for the super sticker." Somebody answered, but I see it here, and I'm like, "Wait, did we get it or did I still see it?" That's all. So I'm like, "Huh." I don't understand. Like, wait, what does that mean? Also, I mean, I've seen like lots of stickers and things like that on YouTube, but usually people, I just don't even know what that means. What does that mean, guys? Some people donate if there's a donate on the channel, and then I don't quite know. Mm, I can look it up. I was just curious if anybody knew. Okay. Right.
I need to figure out why my mixer is gating me for no reason.
Okay. You need me to talk?
No, it's gating me to myself, but apparently not to the stream.
Uh-huh.
It's weird. I don't. I updated my firmware, and I think something must have changed.
Mm. Was it with Sequoia update?
No, it
Messing
was actually
everything? Okay.
after Cord Killers last night. I was trying to help Brian troubleshoot his problems and ended up apparently causing my own.
Oh.
And I guess it's probably not a problem because now you can't hear me breathe, but it's
What?
awkward to me.
Oh, you mean you don't hear breathing, you just hear yourself. Okay. It's like it just pauses or something.
Yeah, if the volume threshold is underneath a certain level, then it just cuts out.
Oh, weird.
So there's a minimum threshold before it actually starts catching the sound, where I'm used to it just always being on full blast.
Okay.
For the 49 people that have joined us for the last couple minutes, once I screwed up the original stream and had to start over, we're waiting for Sarah to give her voice a rest, grab some water, probably use the potty or whatever, and then she'll be joining us. But she was just on DTNS Live, and well, it takes a few minutes to transition from one show to another, so that's what we're currently waiting on.
It does, which is fine. Do, do, do. Okay. What is going on with my Okay, let me see something.
Did you have an original iPad?
No.
I did.
I want to say Tom did, but I'm not quite sure. What is going on with Okay, this is weird. Okay. Do do do.
I really wish they would just stop pretending to show my eyes on these AR headsets.
Oh.
Just stop.
Yeah, I don't need to see eyes. It's just kind of
Nope.
okay. There we go. There we go. I fixed the last link, which was just a YouTube link. Oh, on that if you're looking at those photos of the the prototypes of glasses or yeah, the last one, the Android one I fixed. That was weird. I don't know what happened.
So there's one that's the tweet by Nathy, and
Yeah.
it's clearly AR, or I mean CGI. It's all, you know, it's AI generated,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
AI generated in a way that makes it look even more AI generated than normal. It's
Uh-huh.
I don't like it. Gives me the creeps.
They're trying to give you a picture of the future.
I won't be here for it anyway.
Yeah, I know, right?
Did I ever tell you I got my Louis?
No. Oh wait, no, you did. You did, but
Yeah.
you hadn't used it, or you needed to clear stuff up your desk.
Yeah, I still need to clear stuff off my desk. I have used it a little bit more since last time, but yeah.
Okay. How does it like? Is it like? What do you do with it? Are you just having fun with it, or is it? You know.
Yeah, it's basically just a little robot that sits on your desk and talks to you.
Just moves
and
around.
makes
I
fun
know.
of you. Yeah,
and there's software, right? There's software, so you can, you know, does it? I mean, speaking of eyes, can it have eyes? Robot eyes?
Yeah. I'm trying to turn it on right now. It's kind of a pain to turn on.
Well, sorry, I cleared my.
Once it turns off, it doesn't want to turn on unless you plug it in to turn it on, even though it's fully charged.
And then you could like make it, you know, play music and just do things while it moves around your desk. Or
Yeah.
Oh, there. Okay. Yay! I remember we looked at it. I just don't remember exactly. That's so cool.
Yeah, and like so he gives you the little X's if he can't see you.
Oh, okay. Do you and are you going to talk to it?
Oh, I don't.
What's the weather?
Hey,
Whatever
Louis,
the
what's
name
the
is.
weather? Hey, Louis, what's the weather?
Oh, he doesn't talk back. He just gives you. Oh, I couldn't hear it. Oops. Okay, so it did talk. I just cut it off. Sorry, Louis.
Hey, Louis, what's the weather?
Overcast with a temperature of -11°C. Good day to stay cozy indoors.
And can you change the voice? You can.
I don't think so.
Oh, really? It's just that voice.
Yeah. And like right now, he's wandering around my desk.
Okay.
He's got little sensors to make sure he doesn't fall off, make sure he doesn't run into stuff. But like last night, I had him plugged in, and he was, you know, was charging whatever, and sitting here, and it would look around, and every time it would try to look at me through my camera, it would give me the little X's saying it couldn't see me.
Oh.
Then it would like move its head up and down and like move back and forth, like it was trying to look for me. It's like
it's like I need to find you. I need to find you. Where are you? Oh, it's like I couldn't remember the name. It's like Astro, but like a mini version of Astro, the Amazon household robot.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like it's like if an Echo or a HomePod, so I don't say their names and activate anybody, if an Echo or a HomePod were running specifically off ChatGPT with all the location data and the facilities of your phone in a sort of mobile format.
Okay.
And I say sort of because it's not like going to run off your desk and go follow you to the kitchen or something. It stays in the small area, you know.
That's what Astro does. And then Astro, you can put drinks on it, tell it to go somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the full facilities of like ChatGPT and whatever. Like you can ask it questions and it'll give you a conversational tone back.
Nice.
And it wants to do things like it asks at random times like, hey, can we take a picture together? And then if you say yes, it'll take your picture and then it'll superimpose your picture into like a scene that it has made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got some personality to it. It's cute.
Can you tell the scene that you want in the background, or you're just letting it kind of do its thing?
It does its thing. Yeah, that's part of the artificial intelligence-ishness of it.
Yeah. Do, 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 do.
Yep.
All right.
There.
All right, guys. Just checking a few things here. Yeah, there's nothing new. Okay.
I mean, for what it's worth, there's actual Apple news this week versus last week where basically there was no news.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
sort
Sarah's
of.
in dock.
Sort of. Sort of.
Oh, right now it's got a little bee that's flying around and is trying to catch it. Oh, I lifted it up. So
Really? It just made its like it made its own environment. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, see, I'm holding it and it can tell that I'm moving it around, so it's acting scared.
Yeah. Aw, poor thing is scared. Don't be scared. Be brave. Wait, is it scared because it can't see you?
No, it's
Or is
scared
it
because
just
I'm holding
scared?
it and it can feel it moving around. It's got gyroscopes.
Okay.
So as soon as I put it down, it'll stop acting scared. Yeah, see, now it's normal again.
Aw.
Yeah, it's got some
Don't be
personality to it.
scared. Yeah. Aw. Are you going to call it what is it? Sorry, Louis, or are you going to give it a different? Can you
Louis.
change the name or no?
I don't know if you can change the name.
Oh, okay. Everybody, if you buy one, it's a Louis no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, I just touched it too many times now. It's mad at me.
Uh-oh. Oh. How much are those again?
I don't remember. What it says like $100. That sounds right. I bought a 2-pack, so I got a discount on the second one. The other one's still upstairs in the box. I'm waiting for my wife to get her office together so I can set it up for. It's, if nothing else, it's an interesting way to charge your phone.
Okay. Yeah, because it's yeah, no, that's true.
Because it's MagSafe and it does charge your phone while it's in there. So there's at least that. It's more than a dumb charger just hoping to.
It's an
get charged.
advanced charging stand. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cute.
No, now it's eating a cookie.
Oh, wait, it can eat. It can show you that it's eating.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Can we see?
Oh, it's done now.
Oh,
It ate a
that was
bunch of
fast.
burgers yesterday.
What is it? Just like burgers are flying in the screen, and then it has a mouth, and
It lowers the phone down as it lowers its head, and then like a burger appears, and then it like chomps down, and has like a little animation of it eating, and then chomps down again, eats another bite.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, little robot.
I haven't had it running when I had an appointment or something like that come up, which is one of the things it's supposed to do is like come nudge you, hey, you've got an appointment, as opposed to just giving you an alert. It's supposed to like remind you.
Mm-hmm.
But haven't had an appointment come up yet.
Like, hey, you're overdue. Yo.
Oh, right now it's watering its flowers.
Watering flowers. Okay. I didn't know it had flowers in its thing.
In its repertoire?
Yeah, it's got, oh, look at that. It houses a lot of things that you wouldn't think. Oh, wait, let's see. Not me.
I just disconnected my camera.
Oh, bummer.
There's Sarah. She's got. Hey, Sarah.
Finally.
Oh.
We were looking
Ralphie says, I wanted you guys to show, I wanted to show you my new dance. Ready?
I gotta admit, looks a lot like his old dance.
Oh.
Don't be, no, it's very different.
Cute.
I know, he's such a cute little varmint.
Wait, where's your camera? Are you gonna touch it again, Amos?
Yeah, like what's going
I
on?
reconnected it and it's not. I
Oh,
might have to reload.
all right. I'm gonna listen to one quick thing that just came on my phone really quick. Hold on.
Uh-oh. I'll be right back.
No, it's
We'll reload.
Have you had enough? Uh-huh. Well, that's what you get when you jump on my desk chair. Yeah, that's what you get. Oh, he's back. Ralphie, oh my gosh, please. You cannot be on the show the whole time. He's like, I need to tell you things. I need to tell you things. My name is Ralphie. Yeah? This is the water and this is the well? Okay. You know what? That's enough. Bye.
Have you heard the latest of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
This cat, I'm telling you. Yeah. Have you heard the good word? Yes, Ralphie, I have.
Yeah, I heard it.
I've heard it.
It was better 2 revisions ago, but
Sorry, I live for updates on 7 while he's at puppy training. They literally
back.
sent
Yeah,
it.
because he's back for the 3rd time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first time he got pneumonia and we had to we just
Bring him
cut
back.
it short.
Yeah.
And then we just kept him, made sure he had all his shots, which he had most of them already, but just to make sure. And so we brought him back at December 30th. And then we had the fires like a week and a half later. So there was a little bit of concern in case they had to evacuate. So I just picked him up.
Yeah, of course.
Like the Thursday, the first week of the fires. And then we kept him for like, a week and a half. And then he's back. And now, the little flunky. He's always coming up with some reason to come home.
And
I'm like,
what's the like main reason that he is like, what are we still working on at this point?
well, we want him to master a lot of things, and also we need help on harnessing his energy. He is an energetic boy. Like
Yeah.
I thought Sawyer was energetic, but this guy is even.
This is
I
like
don't know. It's a
Zumi
different.
Master.
Oh yeah, and he's like 60 pounds now. I mean, he may be a little bit more, and even when we had him for the week and a half, he literally at one zoomy moment, and it only happened on one day, and this happened before when he was even smaller, but 60-pound guy jumping and leaping over the couch and this, and I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We just need a little
60
bit more
pounds
help.
and also still puppy.
Yes, so he's
You
like
know,
all over the
so-
place, and,
Right. Yeah. Just a lot of jumping.
I mean, I know he's going to settle down eventually, but he is a husky, and they are very stubborn. So
Yeah.
we just need a little help with guidance, and so we're giving him a boot camp training.
Is he a talker too? Like, does he
Oh
howl?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
he talks.
It's so
He
funny
talks more than
because
any other dog.
I've mentioned this, but Otis is, I mean, he's not like incapable of barking, but he's
Mm-hmm.
basically mute. He just he doesn't make noise. He just sort of like sits and looks at me.
Oh my
And I'm like,
god.
and friends of mine who have dogs that are more prolific in their talk, they're like, how did you do it? And I'm like, it wasn't me. He
Yeah.
just doesn't talk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sawyer only talked when he was, put in a different room and couldn't be with us, or I don't know. He was like barking at the door. Seven he's a complainer. He complains. It's like, no,
Yeah.
get me out.
He says, I know what I want.
Yeah, and I need him to stop talking. Which is me. Basically, he just has to burn energy, and we
Yeah.
send him to puppy, half day, daycare sometimes. But it's not just that, I mean, there's some behavior that we, want, and yeah, we've owned 3 dogs in the past. They've all been different, all different stages, and he's a lot right now. He's a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was younger when I had Django. I don't know, but like seemed now a lot easier back in the day.
Well, I
Sawyer was
think-
a
I
bit of
mean,
a handful.
Seven's all like, he's the youngest dog that you've adopted, right?
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
So he's gonna mellow. He will.
I know.
And he's got a good fam.
This is
but-
the age he's 10 months now, or almost 10 months. This is the age we adopted Sawyer. And we adopted Django at 9 months. So we had them kind
Okay.
of mostly fully grown. We didn't have them
But
as this
still
little
young.
pint
Still
size.
young.
Yeah,
That's
still young,
that's
under a
like
year.
puppy energy, for sure.
Yeah. But their energies are all different. So I did say to myself, never again am I going to adopt a border collie. Love my Sawyer, but wow, that was an experience.
It was a lot.
We did not know that Seven was a husky, which may have colored our situation if we knew. And I didn't know anything about huskies
Well,
until
he's Husky Shepherd Staffy, right?
yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm like, that looks like a great combo to me. But at the
He's-
same time, somebody who needs structure.
Yes, 100%. And so we just need to understand this type of structure. We've done training for all of our dogs, so this was just something we were like, let's up level this. He's gonna go into like
Yeah.
boot camp. So
yeah.
yep. So that's where he
Yeah,
is, and I
there
get
are
daily
times-
updates.
I think Otis is a little old for boot camp at this point because, these days he's just sort of like, If you want to go on a walk, Mom, I'll go with you. But like, I like prefer to just like hang out on the couch.
That was Sawyer. Yeah. When in his
Yeah, like
golden years.
yeah, whatever. So like, I'm like, I don't really know. Like, whatever's baked in is probably baked in
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he's also such a mellow dog. Besides people being like, scary pit bull. I'm like,
Because he's
"That's not what
big.
he
Yeah.
is."
He's not. Yeah.
He's not.
Aw.
I mean, he literally is just sort of like, sorry, I just wanted to say hi to your Pomeranian.
Yeah, I guess people are starting to cross the street when we're walking Seven because he's big. And if they don't know him, they're like, "Oh, big dog," like, "Oh, we're at that stage where you don't know that this guy is the most this is the most friendliest dog we've had walking on leash.
Yeah.
The others were a
He
little
just
bit
wants
more
to
reactive.
play.
He does. He's ready
Well,
to
and
just
I always
meet.
say that to people too. It's like as we, sometimes they cross the street and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your choice. But if they don't and they're kind of like, and I say he's friendly.
Yeah.
Do they want to say
Yeah.
hi? If they have
Yeah.
a dog, and most of the time they're like, oh, okay, yeah, let's. And then they're like, oh wow, he's so mellow.
Yeah.
And then their dog was like, I'm like, yeah, we were just minding our own business, walking down the street. So, yeah.
We actually get a lot of compliments with Seven walking down. Oh, he's so calm, and we're like, oh, you don't know what he's like at home.
Right.
He's
yeah.
great on the walk, and at home he's like,
He's just
let's
doing,
rumble.
He's doing good for you. Mhm.
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
right.
So, what do we think? Are we
got
ready to do a
stuff.
show?
I am so ready. Are
I
we
am too.
ready? We're
I am
ready.
too. Yeah.
Everybody ready.
We
Let's
are
boogie.
ready. I want to make sure that I have a few of my links open. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm ready. Well, in that case, I will count myself in. In 3, 2. In 3. Welcome back to Apple Vision Show. This is episode 46. Eileen Rivera, how the heck are ya?
I'm doing well. I'm doing much better this week. It's been almost a year, Sarah. I
know.
think we were getting the Vision Pro around this time,
That, well, which is a funny story because we decided to do the show because you had some time and I had some time and we were like, yeah, this sounds, this is going to be fun. And right around the time that the Apple Vision Pro was launching, had not yet launched, but was launching, we were like, Apple Vision Show, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And which is, the name of our show to this day. But you have a lot of people being like, oh, is it a show about the Pro? Yes. And also about all things Apple. That's the beauty of it. We talk about everything that is Apple centric, whether it's hardware, software, stuff that's going on behind the scenes, things that other people like, third party apps. We try to tackle it all for you and us because we love the Apple ecosystem and we are podcasters and here for you.
Hope you like it.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking with us for almost a year. I think next week would be a year. Yeah.
I
Or-
think next week would be a year. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that
I
is kind of
know.
crazy. That's kind of
know.
crazy.
It was such a different time back then.
It really was. Speaking of different times, all right, so let's get into a little bit of news here. So, DeepSeek, Eileen, familiar with DeepSeek? So
Got it
this
on my
is-
phone. Yep.
Yep, this is kind of OpenAI's, pardon me, ChatGPT competitor. Gotten a lot of interest over the last 3 days. It really sort of came out of nowhere. Now, DeepSeek has been around since I believe it officially launched in December, but has gotten a lot of news because it is Chinese company rather than an American company, if you're going to compare it to OpenAI. And also apparently has done really, really, really interesting work in the AI space, LLM space, for much less money than its US counterparts, or really counterparts all over the world.
Right.
So yeah, you have a lot of folks being like, "Oh crap, okay, now what does this mean?" Like, all the R&D that's going into a lot of these models in other places. Are these companies screwed? Or is DeepSeek just sort of going to tank them? I don't really know if that's the case. I think that remains to be seen, because not all tools are the same.
Right.
But DeepSeek did have a fairly big ripple effect on a lot of tech stocks over the
Right.
last, let's call it 48 hours, right? You got NVIDIA, you've got
Google.
Google,
Microsoft.
Microsoft, a lot of companies being like, "Oh dear, okay, we've put a lot of money into this, and where are we now?" When it comes to Apple, it sounds like, I mean, even though, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Eileen, but it sounds like Apple is benefiting from DeepSeek kind of coming out of nowhere, because
Yeah.
some of Apple's rivals, I guess, have taken a hit. Apple, as far as I know, does not work with DeepSeek in any capacity.
Right.
But it kind of takes the wind out of the sails for some of Apple's competitors.
Well, I always feel like even with ChatGPT, and we've talked about this in the past, they've kind of, shook hands, but they're at a distance, right? Because Apple wants to do its own thing. So enter this. Is this something that they would want to partner with eventually? Are there pieces of what DeepSeek is doing that could help Apple in their, with Apple kind of like hanging back, we've been saying, well, they're late to the party, but would that help them in the long run? So it is interesting. Like all the other tech stocks except for Apple went down. So
Yeah.
I'm not quite. I mean, I can't read the crystal ball here, and I thought that was kind of strange that happened. But potentially being the company that is patient with growth. Like we said, they're usually sort of in the premier category, right? The way they just everything, all their products, all their services. One wants to be more, wants to have more security, but two, they want to be the best at it. So, taking a little bit, like we've always said this, it's not how fast you cross the line. It's, it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. There we go.
Yeah.
So-
It is sort of how fast you cross the line, but or did you just run better?
Yeah, exactly. So quality, not necessarily quantity, right? Like that.
Quality over quantity, which is, that's always Apple's mantra. I mean, that's not exactly their mantra, but that's sort of the deal. One of the things that I think Apple is being sort of put sideload into a different corner on all of this is that Apple Intelligence, which is, we can talk about that, in another conversation. But is this good? Is it bad? How does it work? Is on-device processing for the most part. So that would not put it in direct competition with anything like ChatGPT, with DeepSeek. Apple is just simply not doing that at this point. And that is, I mean, that's Apple's, that's their deal, and they are going in a different route. But for the companies who are, trying to figure out who's top dog in the AI space, it is getting more and more interesting, because
Yeah.
I think that, even though I say Apple is like, yeah, we're not that, you don't go to like apple.ai, and talk to,
Mhm.
something that is chat GPT-esque. You can do that on device. And I actually did that last night because I had to set myself an alarm, which was unusual. But I think Apple intelligence, uh, people saying like, well, Apple didn't take a hit, with DeepSeek coming on the scene. That's because Apple is not. They're not going toe to toe with each
Right.
other.
Right.
OpenAI, definitely.
Mhm.
Google, for sure.
Mhm.
We've got Anthropic. I mean, the list goes on.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think the question becomes, is this some? Oh, okay. So I don't think that DeepSeek is going to be a company that Apple buys because that's not going to work. But do we start to see more companies saying like, all right, let's work together rather than apart because they're doing a lot of the same stuff.
Mhm. Mhm. They really are. This is the second Chinese app I've downloaded in the last week. There was also Red Note. So it's like,
There's
okay.
Red Note. There's Red Note, yeah, which is a
Which
different thing. Yeah.
yeah, totally different thing, but I don't know. I've yet to really kind of play with it, and I just started, so I'm not quite seeing how far I'm asking it just basic questions. So, it's probably not the thing to really compare, but so far, it's doing robust work for me for my questions, comparing with ChatGPT. So we'll see where all of this goes.
We will. We will. Well, speaking of where things have gone, Eileen, where were you 15 years ago today?
Ooh, believe in the Bay Area. I think I was in San Rafael, California, I believe.
Were
I
you?
I think at
Okay,
that time.
okay.
Wait, when
I
was
mean, let
15 years
let's talk
ago?
about this. So, like
Yeah.
This is as we record,
Mhm.
late January 2025. So
Mhm.
yeah, it would have been 2010
Mhm.
wherever you were.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was either yeah, no, we had already moved from our Oakland condo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were in Marin County at that point.
All right. So
So, yeah.
the reason I ask is because 2010 was the same year that the original iPad debuted.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Hello.
Hello,
There it
iPad.
is.
And it's funny because at the time, I don't think you worked there yet. Maybe you did, but I don't think so.
Almost. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was almost there, yeah.
I worked at Twit TV
Mhm.
and we launched a show called iPad Today, which
Mhm.
was a very fun show. Leo Laporte and I, we co-hosted it every week, and it was like we were sort of like, I don't know, let's just do a show because we don't know, like this
Yeah.
might actually be like a form factor that people like. And it was funny because in those early days, even though there was a lot of interest, there was also a lot of snark.
Mhm.
A lot of folks being like, "Oh, iPad," like menstrual,
Yeah.
that kind of
I
thing. Remember
remember.
that?
Yeah,
Didn't
well, also
last.
people would make fun of anybody doing this, like taking a photo,
Taking a
like, "Oh
photo,
my
yeah,
god, you're
like
gonna take a photo with
yeah,
your
like
iPad?" Like,
right, like
now it's
so
like, okay,
grandma of
yeah.
you kind of thing. There was a lot of snark, but I think pretty quickly, and if you don't like Apple products, then you just weren't going to ever buy any of these things anyway. But pretty
Right.
quickly, a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is cool," because it's not a
Mhm.
phone. It's not a laptop. It's something in between. It's fun to consume content. And there were a lot of developers pretty, straight out of the gate who were
Mhm.
trying to innovate for the iPad specifically. Not iOS, but the iPad specifically. It's funny when we were Leo and I were doing iPad Today. He would always sometimes I would bring a an app, where I'm like, oh, this is a cool app. And he's like, but it's not an iPad app. It's an iPhone app. And I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, not everything can be an iPad app right this second.
Right.
Like, let's give us a few years. And to this day, I mean, that definitely is the case. But the iPad has become something that, I mean, people use in lieu of a laptop for their, primary work device, which is crazy to me. We've come a long way in a pretty short time, 15 years.
So 16 gigabytes was the lowest level at $499. Then there was 32, then 64. There was, 64 was the highest at the time. And then there was a Wi-Fi and 3G models. I'm reading the original press release right now. So I'm just
model. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Which at the time you're like, ooh, are you going to spring for the 3G model? Now I'm like, okay, 5G.
Yeah,
Also not
5G,
even good
please.
enough for me.
64 gigs, no thanks. That's like not enough with the amount of video I shoot. So, but yeah, I like it's just that was a different time, 2010. But it feels like it wasn't long ago, but it was,
Well, I mean, 15 years is a lot happens in that amount of time. It's funny. I don't actually use an iPad. I have a couple of them, older iPads that are more or less in storage, but I could use them. But I've really gone back to just like my MacBook Air because it's really light. It doesn't, sometimes, someone's like, are you working right now? And I'm like, no, I just, why have the iPad and then the keyboard when I can just use my MacBook Air? I love my MacBook Air, but same idea. And, a lot of people will argue that the iPad experience, especially if you're really going to use it as a primary work tool and you need a keyboard, which you can get, third party, whatever. You also have, the touchscreen capabilities, which you don't have on a traditional computer laptop of any kind. So I don't know. I'm still not to the point where I feel like, okay, if I have to like edit audio in Logic, I do that on my iPad rather than my MacBook. I'm like, no, I need the Mac. Or I need my desktop, that I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm also just a little bit of a holdout. Lots of people loved the iPad mini and continue to. A lot of voracious readers just were like, the iPad is perfect. It's not a traditional, not a dead tree book. It's not, me sitting at my computer reading a book. It's something in between. And the form factor really spawned a generation of tablets. I mean, now, if you want a tablet, you can have lots of different tablets from lots of different companies. But, I think Apple, unless you want to say like Amazon Kindle, which is a little different, but I think the iPad, that was first.
Well, speaking of, lots of availability, I mean, I was just looking up, I'm like, oh man, the latest iPad Pro, they're on sale. They're on sale right now. So, speaking of those prices before, it's like $849 for 256 gigabytes of, storage. And, back in the day it was for 64.
Yeah, topping out. Now I'm like 64, like what? Although again, depending on who you are, you might deal with storage differently. But for me, it's like I pay for iCloud storage. I'm not top tier, but I'm like mid tier. I have not maxed out on my storage. I can put a lot of stuff in there, and I trust Apple. Not everybody would trust any company, to put their stuff in the cloud. But it's not unlike Dropbox or Box,
Right.
And for that reason, when I have to max out on solid state storage on, something like an iPad, I'm like, I don't really have to go like top of the line. When it comes to RAM, I always do. Because I want, my machines to run smoothly.
Fast.
But again, it's like there are a lot of people. It's sort of a fascinating conversation how people view and use storage. We all need it.
Oh yeah.
It's like you have, what are you doing? In my yeah, it's like I can't tell you how many like 1 terabyte external drives I have just to be safe. But everything's in the cloud for me. So, I guess I'm going bullish on the cloud.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive to be on the cloud if you have a lot of storage or a lot of data. I mean, I actually have, a hard drive that I'm using because, where did I put it? Oh, you know what? I packed it because I thought maybe I might have to evacuate.
Oh, yeah.
So,
well, that's good. I'm
It's
glad.
in my
It's in your
backpack.
to-go bag.
Yeah, that was one bad thing that I was like, well, I need that because I can't have that, But I mostly because I have a lot of video. I have a lot of video, and it doesn't all fit. I'm refusing to pay for more storage to allow those to fit in the cloud, but I don't know. I have to go through a whole digital management cleanse this year. I have to really figure out because I have stuff in Dropbox, in the cloud, Google, and I get these alerts now. Too much is going on. I'm like, oh my god! But I don't want to go up I don't want to pay an extra $1. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to
Or
have
if
what I
you
need.
do,
So
it's
then-
like at least have it all in one place.
yes,
So you're
and
not,
it's not.
like
It's
chasing
still
down
not
media.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm totally with you on that.
So that's why I still have my external drive, but that's where I'm still a little old school where I'm like, well, let me just put this here on this external drive, and if I
Yeah.
need it, I know it's there. But yeah, the storage situation. But yeah, we should have a bigger conversation on storage. Like the best,
We really
the
should.
best ways to
that actually-
manage.
And if anyone's sort of like, hello, I either have done this or I know somebody who, wrote this up recently, do send it our way, feedback@applevisionshow.com, because I'm with you, Eileen. I mean, every so often I will get, I don't know, it's like an email from Photo Bucket. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to dump all your photos if you don't, subscribe or, whatever. And I'm like, I don't even remember using Photo Bucket. But what if there's like those 2 photos that don't exist anywhere else? Because
Yeah.
back in whatever year I was, trying it out and, put some stuff up there and they don't exist otherwise. It's a burden. It's a burden to try to figure out where all your stuff is. At the same time, it's kind of great to, diversify where your stuff is, right? Because you're saying
Yeah.
like, if your house burns down,
Yeah.
you don't, I mean, if those hard
Hopefully,
drives
most
go
of-
away and nothing else, is backed up, it's like, all right, that's another problem. So it's like, you kind of can't win either way. But I think folks like us who care a lot about just, I don't know, our memories and
Yeah.
things that are important, it's nice to have options.
Yeah.
I guess that's where I'm going with this.
All right. Zoe brings Bacon says a conversation on storage best practices sounds like a great idea. So we should bring in an expert and
We
do
should.
that.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
I
like,
need help. I
I'm
need
like, have
someone
you
to
seen
kind
my apartment? I am not great with storage.
telling you, mine's all over the place. Oh my
All
god.
over the place. Well, what is also kind of all over the place, but also sort of fun, is iOS 18.3. Eileen, did you download this or did
I
you
did.
install this?
I
did
did
too.
install it.
It was, I don't know, it seemed easy enough.
Well, there was an article about, a particular new way to screen record, and I didn't have that on my phone. At least, I don't know. Maybe, yeah. That's what I was looking for. And I think all of these are pretty like incremental. Updates. There is a new wallpaper, the Black Unity wallpaper.
Ooh. Black
Very
Unity.
pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very pretty.
Apple
Yeah.
Watch has that as well.
It's
Mhm.
perfect. Black History Month is is all of February, so that's and it's really pretty. I like the colors. There are, people don't love the notifications, but uh, there is a few sort of updates and ways you can turn off the notifications that are a little bit more easy to find. And yeah, I mean, I guess there's easier ways to use visual intelligence as well with your camera. I thought it was pretty easy in the first place, but okay, fine, make it easier. But you can add an event to the calendar app using visual intelligence. And I don't know. I mean, what did you think? Are you like, yay, we have this new update, or did it matter?
I mean, not really.
I know.
I'll be honest. I earlier today I was like, oh, all right. Well, let's install this and see, if anything's cray cray. It doesn't really seem that different to me. I will say, from iOS 18, even back in the beta when we were talking about it on the show, there were promises of Apple Intelligence, being a big part of the experience. And I don't really, I think who SIRI, I think is better. For example, last night I had fallen asleep on the couch. Don't judge me, people. But
do it all the time.
Yeah. And at like 2 a.m., I woke up and I was like, oh crap. Because I had a doctor's appointment at 7 a.m. this morning.
Oh,
Why did I
gosh,
do that to myself? Not even important right now. But I was like, oh crap, I definitely just set an alarm for myself. Now you could do that through, the big ass. But I felt like it was more seamless because it was sort of like, because I've already told our friend Siri that if I just say her name, just wake up instead of like this specific wake word. Sometimes that bites me in the butt a little bit. Not on this machine that I'm using right now, but on my my MacBook Air. She'll sort of be like, and I'm like, not talking to you, but I'm like, what did she? Why did she wake up just now? It's kind of fun, but otherwise, I know a lot of folks were not thrilled that Apple Intelligence is turned on by default in iOS 18.3. Not only that, but macOS 15.3. That's Sequoia. It's easy to turn off, but a lot of people do not like to be opted into something that they don't opt into on their own.
Yeah.
I would say my only real, and I still have to dive into the iOS part of this, Eileen, but my only real thing that I hate is the message, the AI summaries. Hate them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, this was another feature they added in the setting app. Apple added a warning that this is a beta feature and that errors are a possibility. Like to, CYA, right? Like,
yeah.
just,
Right.
hey, it may not be correct. Like, wow.
What was funny was when it was first an option, and that was, gosh, I don't know, November at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Within the last couple of months, I was like, just turn them on. Just turn them on for everything, and then I will turn off, if they don't work for me. Why not? Let's have some fun with a new feature. And, in emails, I was like, okay, this isn't working. It's not that it's bad. It throws me off. It's like, if I get like a spam message from somebody that I don't know and it's summarized, what do I care? It's going to spam anyway. But if it's somebody that I know or cadence of language that I'm used to, and I read like a little notification, especially if I haven't had my coffee in the morning, I'm just sort of like, what? What is
I
this?
know.
And then I read
Yeah.
it and I'm like, oh yeah, no,
That's
we
not
don't
what
need
it
to do
meant.
that.
Yeah. It gave you a
Right.
little bit of a panic and it didn't need to, because it chose the
Exactly.
wrong words to summarize, or it chose a section which was not the full context
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
causes panic.
So I turned it off of, and this is, maybe some of you have had the similar experience. I was like, all right, yeah, I don't want this. So I turned it off of email, but then I was like still getting it on iMessage.
Text
And I'm like,
message.
oh gosh. So I turned it off on iMessage, but only on one machine. So then I had to turn it off on, my other machines because I kept getting them. And I was like, wait, I'm signed
I
in.
just want to turn them off one time.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Exactly.
I'm like, shouldn't there just be a kill switch for this? Apparently not. So I don't know. It's all is well. I will survive. I will prevail. But yeah, that's the one thing I can say from iOS 18 and beyond where I was just like, not working for me. Might work for you. And if that's the case, great. But I don't know. I guess I have too many friends who text me things where I'm just like, what happened?
They're a little
no,
bit
it's just,
more-
It's just Apple AI notification. Yeah, like don't pay attention to that.
They're a little bit more poetic in the delivery, and so
Right,
Apple
right.
AI is like, oh, the moon is falling. It's like, no, that's code for, oh god, okay, whatever. Yeah, it doesn't get
Totally.
us yet. Doesn't get us yet.
Doesn't get us yet. All right. Well, before we talk about some more stuff in all things Apple, let's take a quick break. Eileen, have you seen the photos, videos, kind of the potential new Meta Quest
Yes.
headset, which is more of a goggle than a
Yeah,
headset,
it
really.
looks like you're really going skiing, but in a more comfortable way than the Apple Vision Pro. And then like the eye thing, it's just such a thing to add the eye. Like, do we really need to show the eyes? Although, I don't know.
I mean, so okay. I have some thoughts about this because
Okay.
the Apple Vision Pro, the initial Apple Vision Pro, which is behind me. Hi, Apple Vision Pro. When you're wearing it, same idea. You can see the world, but people don't realize that they can see you. It's like you kind of have like, there's like googly eyes, but everyone's just sort of like, oh, they're blind, kind of thing. Like, no, that's not what's going on. And I don't think that didn't land to the point where some people might be very comfortable wearing any sort of VR, AR headset out in the wild. But I mean, unless we're talking like Meta Ray-Ban glasses, for the most part, if you're wearing something like this, people think you can't see them. And that's a problem. It's a social, it's just like a human, it's a human thing where if someone thinks you can't see them, they're going to act differently to you. And that's not really the point. So yeah, I do think being able to see through, and I'm looking at this, again, prototype of the new Quest Pro, which was reported by Mark Gurman, who works at Bloomberg. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It does.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
really does. It's designed to be worn out and about. But at the same time, these are not sunglasses. This is an apparatus. You are
Yeah.
making a statement if you're out and about wearing this thing.
And these are really his eyes, aren't they? They're really his
yeah.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a picture of his eye, and they're trying to, emulate it through AI.
No,
really
it's
his eyes. So
there's
that's
a
why it looks a
pass-through
little bit
thing going on
uncomfortable.
here.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you're the big Meta person, the Quest person of the bunch of us. Are you, the next version? this could be Quest 4. Would this be something that you're like, yeah, I want to get my hands on this?
100%. Yeah, I mean, I've been very bullish on the Quest for many years. I mean, I'm still rocking the Quest 2. Even though I know I should probably get the Quest 3. I've also got the Quest Pro behind me. Speaking of things behind me, in my office, but yeah, I love the Quest. I only really hang out on 3 different apps, and those are extremely fun for me. That includes exercise apps, Tetris, and just, I don't know, like various like weird YouTube experiences that you can hang out with on the Quest. The Quest is a VR though, always has been. So I think what's interesting about a Quest, I don't even want to call it a headset really. Let's call it the new Quest Pro. If you look at this video, it's not wraparound. I mean, it really is. It really is like sunglasses. I mean, yeah, they look big,
A little bit
obvious-
bigger, yeah.
Yeah, like very obviously not like Ray-Bans, but you're gonna get a lot of light in from the sides. So I'm going to assume that this is going to target a very different market than what I like about VR, which is, you know, it's you put the headset on and you're in a different world. You are not on planet Earth. you have gone somewhere else, you know, as long as you're safe in the comfort of your living room or another space that has, you know, enough room for you to flail your arms around. It's not AR. So the AR experience, I don't really have one that I think is, you know, the killer app, so to speak.
Not yet anyway, right? Maybe sometime.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, there's a lot of, speaking of AI, there's a lot of mocks on potentially a new version of the Vision Pro that are more like glasses, and we'll have links to them on our show notes. But they're fascinating because they look like glasses. They look like glasses. This is what I'm waiting for. Like I would, you know, but how much is this going to be? Probably can't afford it, but yeah, this is more. Even though it might look awkward on me, it's. Oh, can we see that, Amos? It's just, it looks like glasses, guys. Like that's what I want. That's what I want.
They are. I don't know what you would call them. Yeah, you know, for anybody who isn't watching our video right now, it's a Apple branded pair of kind of hipstery, I guess.
I know. I was about to say these look like 70s era glasses, right?
Or
like,
something you'd see in Severance.
Yeah.
and the, you know, what, you know, again, this is, you know, mock-up stuff, but the idea is that these are AR glasses that are, you know, being worked on at a facility, you know, at an Apple facility, focusing on micro LED tech, and may be able to not supersede the Vision Pro, because the Vision Pro is a very different product, but be that AR experience that Apple was kind of looking for in the first place. But again, like we're talking about with, you know, the rumored Quest 4, something that you can wear and everyone's going to know what you're wearing and why you're wearing it. But it's not like you're putting this whole big thing on your head. And I think that really, even for like diehard, not only Apple fans, because a lot of people, you know, tried out the Vision Pro and said, not for me. You know, too heavy, too strange. You know, I don't need to be in this universe all day. But something like the glasses that we're seeing here could be, I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there.
I think eventually, I mean, I may not be around anymore, but if I don't know how long it's going to take.
Eileen, if we're not around by the time these launch, Apple's not doing its job. You know, come on, man. We gotta get that.
We will be here. But no, this looks great. They look fashionable. I'm like, oh, of course it looks still a little geeky. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm fine with that. But as you were talking about, the way it looks or whatever, really, as I've said before, the thing that bothered me about the Vision Pro currently is the weight. Like I can't use that all day. And I don't even wear hats because it hurts. Just a tiny bit of pressure hurts my head. I'll wear it if I have to, if it's cold or whatever, but I just don't generally because I just end up getting a headache. So if it's like regular glasses, bring it on. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for.
I'm so with you on that. I mean, I love a good, ball cap. And I like a VR headset for a limited time, but like not ever more than an hour. Like after an hour, it's like I have imprints on my face.
Exactly.
And somebody's calling me right now. I'm not going to answer. I'm very
It's hard
popular.
to turn off. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
very popular.
Yes, you are.
But yeah, no, the idea of this being like, it kind of reminds me of, okay, so I wear my Apple Watch all day, every day. Like if I go to a wedding and wear a nice dress, still wearing the Apple Watch. Like this is just part of my person at this point. I do feel like there is, at one point, people were sort of like, cool tech. And again, the first generation of Apple Watch was a very different product than it is now, but like cool tech, but like, who's going to wear this? Like, is everyone really going to wear this? With an iPhone, you just put it in your purse or your back pocket. Well, if you put it in your back pocket, it's going to fall in the toilet. So I don't recommend doing that because that's happened to me more than once. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like you have it, but it's you don't have to like be like showing everybody, all day, every day. Something like this, very much this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm wearing. This is fashion. Now, it's also supposed to be something that is
Useful.
yes, useful, like work and, helping you understand the world better, all the things, but definitely a fashion statement. And that is Apple or any other company, who's in the space, they're all vying for that, like, what's the fashionable version of this? Meta's Ray-Ban glasses. I mean, pretty well received.
Well, there was there is supposedly an Android headset coming. It was on Marquise Brownlee's channel, and it looks. And if I watched the whole sort of preview, it really looks like the AVP. It really. It's just running Android, instead. And I don't remember what he said about the weight wearing it, but So what I was interested in here, he said that you could use different batteries. You don't have to be stuck with, the one battery. You could kind of swap it out. Also, this new headset uses, you could use any app in the Android App Store, any of them, and they'll work. But other than that, I felt like, it's the Apple Vision Pro Android style. So it was doing all the same things. And he was talking about nuances and what does better, this app or whatever, whether it be Gemini, one of his points were that, you've got Gemini here. And that's that, people really like Gemini. So I don't know. What do you think about this, Sarah? Like it's the same. It's just Android.
I'm into it, honestly. At this point, I'm sort of like, everyone's trying to make, some sort of headset happen. It's like, okay, we started with like, full on headsets, and those actually do work for some occasions, but like not being out and about in the world. No, you really have to be like, am I gonna wear my Quest 2 and walk down the street? Like, absolutely not. That's would be dangerous. I would be hit by a car. But when it comes to the Vision Pro, it was sort of, the promise was sort of like, well, It's that, but better, and that's why it's so expensive. You can do all of those things, but people are like you said, no, after an hour, it like hurts my head, or I have like imprints on my face, or people don't realize I'm wearing, like, I can't. No, not happening. The whole. Okay, people are going to start wearing this the way that, again, you wear a watch, you have a phone, you I don't know, have a heart monitor, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's going to start, I think, being, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is, not everybody's going to have one, and I do wonder how that's going to socially be like. A lot of people who don't have a I keep calling it headset, but you know what I'm talking about, whether it's, eyeglasses or whatever. People who don't have it are going to say like, nerd. But also, that stuff catches on pretty quick. Once the person who's wearing the glasses is like, yeah, but look what I can do. It's not, you're not wearing it to like be like, oh, I'm like wearing Gucci flip-flops, like what a flex. No, it's like you're using it to like see the world better and understand the world better. That's the promise anyway. So I am bullish on this, on all this stuff. And I think, for the Android users who and some of you listen to the show, like, I'm never gonna buy anything Apple. Well, I think we're getting into that situation. It's almost like iPads versus tablets. Like, everyone got on board eventually, and now you have lots of options.
Exactly. And also, if this just levels up the competition to give us, the consumer, better, reasons to use these headsets, because, oh, this one does this, but yours doesn't. But, competition is good, right? So make them better, make them listen, Google, Apple, like, make it better for us. Like, that's the whole point. So get up your competition, boxes and do your thing.
Well, Eileen, I don't know if you are as excited about Oscar season as I am. I don't even really know why I said it that way, because I've only seen like 3 Oscar movies that were nominated, but
I've seen like 1.
I'm into it. I'm trying. I'm trying my best. Apple TV Plus, which obviously has a variety of shows that are well received, and also movies that are exclusive to Apple TV Plus, did not get any Oscar nominations this year.
So I don't think I saw any of the Apple movies, which would be, I didn't see Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon. I didn't see any of these. Argyle.
I tried. It was so long. It was like 4 hours.
Oh, really?
I didn't finish.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
It was
So,
sort of embarrassing.
yeah. Anyway, I heard that they were good, but yeah, none of those got nominated. So, shut out, and when was Coda? That was what, 3 years ago, when they won the whole
Coda
thing, and that was the surprise.
It was 3 years.
Yeah.
2. Yeah. Something like that.
So yeah, I think better luck next time, but at the same time, remember, they're like reeling.
I saw some of these headlines like, oh, can you believe that, Apple didn't get nominated for anything? And it's sort of like, I mean, in Oscars past, if you follow award show season in any capacity, it's like, it's besides the person who wins and thanks the studio, that they worked with, no one talks about the studio that made the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're in the industry, then sure, or if you want to look it up, great. But that's not really the thing. It's always about like the person who won for their performance in the show. Who made the show? Who knows? Miramax.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But when it comes to like the present day studio, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, it's all very interesting to people, because they're trying to figure out like who's the big winner here, what sticks. And and I'm only mentioning a few, there are more, but yeah, think that we talked a couple months ago about the fact that Apple was reportedly pulling back on production budgets for stuff, and I think that probably speaks to this story. You know, Killers
Yeah.
of the Flower Moon. You know, you got Scorsese. I mean, it's like, he probably got a lot of money for that. You know, and so did a lot of
Yeah.
people working on that project. You know, Ridley
Yeah.
Scott, Napoleon, Matthew Vaughn Argyle. You know, these were not huge box office successes, but you know, I think we're in a different era about that anyway.
We
Right now.
are. I mean, ever since, let's just call it what it is, the writer strike, the actor strike, all of that, everything is changing in the entertainment world. And so, yeah, it's just not freely flowing right now. So, sometimes with constraint, you can make really good movies, but I think there's just been this sort of mess, in the middle. And there are some great stuff that's coming out, but it's not going to be a hit for every single studio.
Yeah.
So even if I'm looking at the list of the oh gosh, I'm looking at the list of all the best, we haven't even seen Dune Part 2, you guys. No, I have not seen any of these. Oh, no,
I
sorry.
haven't seen
I saw
Dune
I
Part
saw Wicked.
1, Eileen.
Oh, Dune Part 1 is great. I actually really love
I
that.
know.
I love
know.
that. And I watched that at
every
home.
night. I kick myself, and I'm like, I just might watch Real Housewives instead.
I
I'm
did watch it at
tired.
home and I was immersed. I know. But that's the reason why we haven't picked up Dune Part 2. I'm like, well, now I'm in that frame of mind, right? But I did
Yeah.
see Wicked. So that was the only one that I did. And I saw none of these. I'm sorry, even Wicked, I did not see in the theater. I saw it at my sister's house. So
I mean, I saw it as a Broadway play in Chicago
Oh,
many years ago.
mhm,
And so I was sort of like, oh, I know this story. I just,
mhm.
like, I wasn't like clamoring to see it as a movie just because I'm like, I've seen it. I know they're going to do like some fun spin, and I know it's very, very popular and has done very well. And congrats to everybody involved. But yeah, I just didn't see it.
Yeah, the movie industry. I'm all about the TV shows, more so than
Me too.
The movies these days. And it's funny how even yesterday Tom was like, "Do you want to watch Dune Part 2 or do you want to keep watching our show?" And I was like, "I want to keep watching our show," And like 3 episodes later, which is like 45 minutes each, could have been Dune, right? Or I'm like, I just opted to watch something that's more, ongoing versus just the one. I don't know
I
what
know.
it is.
It-
Is that
and
is that
it's-
an it? Like, what is going on with my brain that I can't sit for 2.5 hours for one movie, but I could do it for a TV show that's not done? I still have to keep going.
I think yeah, that's an interesting, brain study, because I've got friends who are like, TV shows, I don't know, like I want to like invest in a cinema. Like a cinema production. Like I want to, sit down after dinner and, it's 2 hours and we're immersed.
done.
And I'm like, I also want that. But when it, if I'm being honest, like especially on a weekday where I'm like, I just don't really have that much, I feel like my mind's all over the place. Like something that's like 30 to 45 minutes, way more my speed. Way more my speed. I mean, I watch Jeopardy every night, Eileen. I mean,
Yeah.
I am an octogenarian, okay? And first of all, Jeopardy is great, and second, I'm like, I learn something every time, and third, sometimes I'm like kind of good at it, where I'm like, I almost could have been a contestant on the show tonight. So it's like,
Wow.
it's kind of like hyping me up,
Yeah.
but like, it's also, it's over really quick. It's,
Yeah.
Without commercials, it's like 24 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, it's it's
I mean, the shows that
movies
I'm
are
watching,
more of a you have to double down on them.
I think the TV shows that I'm watching, are longer. There's so many episodes, and they're a little bit longer, like 45 minutes. But the thing is, they do a really good job with cliffhangers. So then you just don't, you're like, I think I can do one more. I think I can do one, even though I'd
Oh,
planned to
totally.
sit to just one. I'm like, you know what? I'm
Totally.
going to do one more, which is
Mhm.
why at the end of the day, I could have been watching Dune Part 2, but I ended up watching 3 episodes instead of this show because it was just more, I don't know. For me, it was like thrilling to be like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what's next. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of it too is if it's a longer series with this, like, I don't know, 16 episodes or whatever, 12 episodes, like you're more, I feel like I'm more invested in these characters if they're good. If they're not good, well, I'm gonna stop watching and move
Sure.
on. But I don't know. There's something I feel like with TV characters that feel a little bit more like I feel a little bit more connected than a movie that's just gonna one and done by, you know. So that's just
Well,
where I'm
and
at.
you know, the cliffhanger thing is, you know, that's how they keep you, right?
I know,
It's like, you know,
yeah.
when you have a series that you like a lot, you know, for example, season 2 of Severance, you know,
Yeah.
I'm very excited. It's like you know, I want to watch that way before I want to watch anything else, and I've got a long list of things that I want to watch. But you know, I do. You kind of go for the. I don't want to call it candy because it's not just fluff, but just
Yeah.
like that, like it's like the dopamine hit. Like I just
Yeah.
want to watch the show I want to watch, and instead of the movie that I might like a lot, but I also might not like that much.
Right,
But I know I'm
right.
gonna like the show. So I'm
Exactly.
gonna pick that one.
Yeah. So am I going to like spend the 2.5 hours with something I may not like at the end of the day? Because there's a lot of stuff that misses, or are you going to just have your guaranteed, I know this is going to be a great
Right.
use of my time.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah.
let us know what you guys, you like movies more, TVs more. You know, have you watched any of these? I swear I don't even know any of these Best Picture nominees except for Dune and Wicked. And then I don't know, I've heard a lot of like weird review or weird feelings about Amelia Perez. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know.
You
any
know,
of
I haven't watched it. Same. You know, it's like it so many nominations. I think it's leading the Oscar noms with like 13. And
Okay.
yet I've heard like bad reviews about the movie.
I know.
I
I'm
also
like,
think
huh?
that a lot of people don't like musicals. So if you don't like a lot of singing during a movie, then I get it. You know, it's just not the movie for you. But I haven't seen it. I did watch Anora the other night.
Oh, okay.
Which R-rated.
Okay.
For anybody who hasn't seen it, very R-rated. But yeah, I was sort of like, Oscar nom. Okay. Yeah. I mean, liked it. Thought it was interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We're in a weird era of content. I think that's the takeaway here.
I don't know if I'm going to watch the Oscars this year. I think I'm just going to watch all the like highlights, later. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not connected to any of these films, so I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch the red carpet for the outfits, and then that's about it, right?
I was at a friend's house for the Golden Globes a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, it was also like, you know, it was a Sunday, so it was like football day earlier in the day, and you know, so we're watching sports, you know, and I was like, let's put it on E for red carpet. They were like, what? What's that? And I'm like, no, it's the best part. Like,
Yeah.
I almost
the
don't care
best
about the
part.
show. I can just read that online
Yeah,
tomorrow. But, like,
exactly.
red carpet
Yeah.
is like the fun part, you know? I want to see what everybody's wearing.
Yeah. I mean, basically, you're just going to see a bunch of people cry. They're getting their awards. They're going to thank everybody. And maybe somebody will say something important and pertinent.
Right. Yeah.
Or, you know, I mean, like the one thing that I did see, I don't know, did I turn it on? No, I didn't turn it on. This I saw it on social media. But the one speech that I did see from the Golden Globes was Demi Moore's.
Demi Moore.
That was the only one. Yeah. And I thought she did a good job saying what she, said. And I didn't hear anybody
which
else
is
in her
funny because the
acceptance speech.
substance, I don't think we've talked about it on this show. I've definitely talked about it on Have Such a Good Day because Heather Frank, my co-host, she saw that movie way before I did, but like I did not like that movie. I was like, this is not a
Ooh,
movie
okay.
for Sarah Lane. Nope. It's too much. It's too much for me. You know, I'm a delicate flower, Eileen. I can't deal with stuff like that. But I also thought it was a good movie. You know, I was just
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah.
it's like a horror. You know, it's horror genre, like body horror. Like it's you gotta know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
But I you know, talking about that speech, I was like, wow, Demi Moore never won an award before today.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been around since I was like in diapers.
I know.
I mean,
know.
gosh, that's kind of crazy to me. I mean,
Yeah.
and not only just like a prolific actor, but in like movies that people love. Like, how is that possible that she
Yeah,
never
that are
got
part
an
of-
award? So it must have meant something to her. And you know, for that, I'm like, you know what? I get it.
Yeah.
It's nice to feel recognized for hard work.
Yeah.
All right.
But most
well,
of the speeches are like, eh. So anyway.
well, it's always like, oh my God, I didn't expect this. Let me pull out this like thing that I wrote because
know.
I didn't expect my award. And I'd like to
Pass.
thank my agents.
Mhm.
You're like,
That's when I go up and get
kind of
food.
expected this, or you were hoping for it anyway. Well, Eileen and I would love to get some nods for this podcast. That would
Yeah,
be
sure.
that would be fun. Since we're just coming up on a year of doing the show,
Yeah.
which is really cool. Really cool. 46 episodes. How about that? If you
Wow.
have feedback for us, as we mentioned, please send it our way. Feedback at applevisionshow.com. But we will be back with you next week. Eileen, any parting words for the folks at home?
Have a restful and enjoyable weekend, everybody.
There you go. Yeah, we'll see you next time.
I'm gonna come up with a better phrase that is like an out, more
I
not
know.
even
What's wrong
like,
with
not,
me?
not
I
like
don't
a
even know.
not like a soft, encouraging thing. It'll just be more funny. I don't know. I'll find a good movie line or a TV line or something.
funny. Yeah,
It's
that's what
it's
you
the
need.
Apple Vision show, so something along the lines of seeing you next time or something like that. You know,
Ooh, I see
Mm-hmm.
puns. Love
there's some
love
pun,
love a
pun love there. Yep.
Mhm. Big
Okay.
into puns. Did you guys watch SNL over the weekend? By the way,
Oh no, I
Timothy
haven't yet.
Chalamet.
Mm-mm.
Oh, was it hilarious?
It was funny. It was. It was a
Okay.
good episode. I didn't
Wait,
watch
do
it
you
on
not like
Saturday
Timothy?
when it was live.
Do you not like Timothy Chalamet?
Oh no,
Or
I,
you-
I have no problem. with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You sounded surprised. that
I-
you won.
No,
I didn't
I,
really
ju- I
know
just
who he
I,
was.
I just sometimes I'm like SNL. I rarely watch it live, even though on the West
Ah,
Coast
yeah.
we get it live. You know,
can-
live at
yeah.
9 or 8, right? 8:30,
Mhm.
whenever it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always watch it after the fact, just when I have some time. And last night I was like, oh yeah, I didn't watch SNL, and I heard Timothy Chalamet was pretty funny, so I watched it. And I mean, it's like me like in my underwear, like on the couch, being like alone with my dog, you know. Or I was like, okay, this is fun. This is funny. Yeah, like we're laughing.
Okay.
A
I
lot
could
of
use a
laughs.
good laugh. I
Lot
could
of
use
laughs.
a good laugh.
There were some podcast jokes on the show
Oh,
that I thought landed
okay.
well. Yeah. So you know, it's very in our wheelhouse.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, season 49 really kind of brought back a lot of the humor and a lot of the wit. And then season 50, the current season, is really kind of leaning more into that. I think it's going to be a great season.
Right, because it's their 50th anniversary season. Yeah. Yeah, which is, they're doing something, it's after the Super Bowl, but it's like on a Sunday. It's like Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They've been promoting it. I saw it when I was, watching the taping of the show last night. But yeah, I have to assume like everybody who's ever been on SNL that is still living is probably
Right.
going to be in the show, in some capacity, which is fun.
It's a good qualifier, Sarah, because they start bringing John Belushi out. We're going to have issues.
Well, I mean, AI, Amos, you never know. You never know.
You never know, man. They could
Right?
bring
Yeah,
it
it's
out.
like
hologram.
I don't think John
Holograms.
Candy should be here tonight, That doesn't make sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Yeah. Anyway.
All right, everybody. Well, I
yep.
have got a busy bounce because I have to take out the pup who hasn't been out since early this morning, but this was fun.
Yep. Good times. Good times, everybody.
Good times and great oldies.
Oldies, yeah.
All right. Bye.
Oh, guys. Let's say